What's up, my people? What's up, my homies? What's up, my friends? I'm Gnarly Vato, and these are Gnarly Times. Well, today I want to talk about Camp Wishon, right? Camp Wishon's east of Porterville, and it's above in the mountains, about 20 something miles. I think Springfield's like 17. Well, those from the valley, we don't have much spots, right? Besides like the rivers or the lake, and the lake's like dirty. You know, they have a lot of rocks and just like muddy parts, and fools have died there, going off of the cliffs. You know, now that I think you could rent houseboats back then, there'd be all kinds of stuff going down at the lake. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about Camp Wishon. And Camp Wishon is a spot above Porterville, right in the Sierra Nevada mountains, and it's a beautiful place. There's another spot called the Stairs, a little lower, and Coffee Camp. And Coffee Camp is just a little spot along the river that's real calm, and you could chill on these natural rocks, and you know, just all smooth rocks, and it's just a nice spot to just chill and with the family and barbecue and drink and do what you do, right? But the Stairs is another spot where it has like 100 stairs you got to go down to go to the bottom. Kind of the same thing, you know. And there was also another spot called Peace Hole. At the time, we used to roll up. I used to go like twice a week, 3 times a week, you know. And me and my brother and the homies. But they left a pair of boxers up on top, and so Peace Hole, you'd be like, hey, there's a boxer, stop, you know. But anyways, Peace Hole was tight too. You'd have to walk down. It wasn't as far as a walk, but you had to cross the river. There's a spot like in the middle of the river that's kind of calm. Like, you jump off the top and you fall in the water. You float to that rock, you know. And I've seen people go up all the way. Even my brother climb up, and they go, no, I can't do it. And then they walk all the way back down. But anyways, this is so Wishon is a little farther up, and that was more of a trek. If you're taking ice chest, barbecue pit, whatever, and it was beautiful. They had like natural pools, dude. It's just all clear in the bottom. It was beautiful. I even did a community service there a few times. I took them to go clean it up. But anyways, one time we went, right? It was me, my brother, and Nate, and can't even remember a few other homeboys, right? So we go up there, took all the barbecue, all this stuff, and as you're going down, there's parts that you have to sit down your butt and slide down, because if you walk, it's you'll bust your head or your face, so you have to slide down. So where you have a minute, when you're there, if you're on this side of the water, slide down, the part where the slide's at, you're like in a little sand area. It's all chill, you know, because they have natural slides. You can go on your stomach. I used to go on my stomach, and like fools would trip out. They go through like, hey, I go, hey, you go down the slide here. They go, there's a slide? I'd be like, yeah, and they wouldn't believe me, and I go down there and show them. Then they like, next you know, everybody's following me or following, you know. But anyway, we're there posted, right, and we see some homies come, and they looking at us. We looking at them like, what's up, you know? And I didn't have a lot of tattoos, but my brother and all these fools have tatted down, and we all with their shirt off. And it's like, what the hell? These fools looking at? But anyways, they go hit us up. I think little youngsters hit us up like, what's up? Strafas, right? Whatever, little fools. And by the time we're like 25 at this time, right? And these fools probably like 18, 19. So they go, like 2 of them come and chill with us, and then we run into somebody else comes. We end up meeting, I think it was from BCP or somewhere, right? So I think it might have been the time we were chilling Maniac, or it might not. I can't remember, but in the end, there's probably like 10 homeboys there. So we're all there posted and chilling, right? And we're like the oldest ones at the time. So my brother's like, hey, I'm going to go up to the car to get something, right? And I forgot what he got, but so there's 2 ways to go to Wishon. The farther way, and then there's like a shorter way, but it's more like steeper, and it's more dirt, and like it's not as gradual one. So my brother's like, I'm gonna go up there to the car and get what I need. So he went by himself, right? So we're all there chilling. We're like, all right, you want us to go? So he went hiking up. Well, like 20 minutes later, because it takes a little minute. By that, maybe 30 minutes later. Anyway, some fool comes, right? And he has an LA hat. And he's with like 5 or 6 white dudes. Well, they roll through. They're like, hey, what's up? We see them. They're all good, right? They saying what's up. And my brother comes back down the thing, right? And then he like, these motherfuckers, right? And we're like, what happened? He's like, this fool with the LA hat. Some fool with the LA hat, you know? And we're like, that's the fool right there. He's like, yeah, with a bunch of white fools, right? So we're like, well, this fool got caught. My brother was pissed by the time coming down the hill. So we're like, anyways, this fool comes, and my brother would jam him up. And it was like, sometimes you don't know what could happen, you know? Because it's unexpected who you run into. But this fool, he was the first time he came over here to Tulare County, to the river. And this fool thought it was cake. And back then, we would jam anybody up that had an LA hat, you know? You get no passes. But in the end, they end up what's called. We're telling them why do you do that? What's your problem? Did you think you could get away with? We were just questioning this fool. But he was like this. And you know, when you're like in this kind of lifestyle, you take anything from disrespect. You're like, well, we're gonna have to show you how to respect us, you know? And that's kind of like, well, we were there, we had surrounded this fool. The white homies were up on the side, and they're like, man, our homeboy's gonna get whooped, you know? And then, so we're giving them a chastise, like, bro, you can't go, if you're gonna be gangbang, you can't come over here with the LA, you know, whatever. You know how when you're outnumbered, what are you gonna do? But anyways, like, who's gonna punch this fool? Someone gonna punch this fool, we go out top, you know? And we're all like, youngster, you gonna hit him? Or what? My brother, you gonna hit him? Or? Like, dude, what are we gonna do here? But anyway, I was like, man, enough of this. And I just go, punch this fool. Just as, cause like, come on, someone's gonna do it. Might as well let me do it and just get it out the way. And, you know, and it was kind of messed up. So I think I might have punched on him a few times, and a few other fools just socked him up. We didn't stomp him out or nothing. But anyways, we told him, bro, we could have did you worse. You lucky we didn't do this. You lucky, blah, 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 you know. So it started like, yeah, we're the shit, right? So it's like, okay, here, bro, we were cool. He took a beating like a man, didn't cry. You know, next note, he's like, we let him chill. He took it like a man, you know what I mean? We, like they say, a canetada or whatever. Like, we gave him if his homeboys were going to do it, someone had to do it. And his homeboys weren't there. So we disciplined him, beat him up, and let him chill. We're like, hey, bro, we did what we had to do. It's all good now. Just don't be doing that shit coming this way. You don't know who you're going to run into. Not that we were the baddest, but, you know, like, Porterville was like cutthroat, fool. Everybody ready for action. Like, someone rolled through, like, who's this fool? And that's how it is. Too much mad dogging. Like, what's this fool got a tat on his back? But, you know, and it's like, okay. But anyways, this is, fools get caught in Camp Wishon was wild. Even getting broken into. Fools would go and break into the car. And that happened to me, us, and we ended up thought of somebody else. And because we had just ran into somebody that was there, then they headed out, and they're leaving, we're going. We're rolling down there. And we think they might have broken into the car before we left. You know, but that's another thing. But anyways, Camp Wishon was wild because they had one way in. You know what I'm saying? You get caught up, man. And this was about the time when it was starting to like pick up more with tagging on the walls and fools just throwing trash and, you know, because we had to check fools. They would throw, one time some fool throw a bottle and just, and we're probably like 30 feet away. We're like, some white dude like, hey, what are you doing? You know, because you had to go like a mile taking up your trash. So fools leave their beer bottles, all their trash right there. And we'd have to be like, hey, you forgot your trash, homie. You need to pick up your crap. We didn't care who we were. But that's what, you know, the mentality, like, this our river. We're the river rats of this spot. Nah, not the river. But you know what I mean? Saying we just, Porter was off the hook for we thought, I'm tougher than you, tougher. Like, who's the toughest, who's the baddest here? You know what I mean? That's why sometimes you just can't, you just let cards fall where they may and just see what's up. But nah. We're all changing my mentality. I'm not trying to be the toughest guy, but it's just one of them things where I learned from, like, man, what made me do that? Why did I? But you know, that was a lifestyle. You just had to be ready and just prove a point and show people. You know, if not, you were gonna get the bad end of the fist. You know, and that's why a lot of fools knew how to fight. You know, like every weekend fools were getting lumped up. But anyways, Camp Wishon is beautiful, but deadly. Even like one time, like I said, we're chilling. We went another time, and like I said, the part where you had to slide on your butt, some black homies came, and there was a few black broads in there, and we're up on the comm spot. We're like, hey, slide on your butt. You're gonna fall and bust your head because you have to go along the wall, the rock, and like real. If you're not sliding on your butt, especially if you have something where you're holding, and she was like, I think she was just walking like this, not holding some shit. And then next you know, I think she might have went forward, because, what's it going to, all I remember, she busted her face, dude. She hit her face full, and it was just bleeding, gushing. And we're all like, dude, we told you. And you're like an hour, like just from Wishon, that climbing up like 15 minutes, and then getting on the main road, 190? That's another like 10 minutes, and then another 45 minutes down probably. But anyways, Camp Wishon is beautiful but deadly. And that's just like a lot of part of the rivers that we're drawn to. And you know, I just hit this back road by Tahoe, which was beautiful. And we went along the river right there, you know, like, hey, like Camp Wishon, coffee camp, you know. But anyways, life's better sober, and I want to share that with you guys. I'm 46 years old now, you know, and I see things in a different light. And sometimes I be like, man, why did I do that? To victimize people, you know, because was I victimized? You know, but anyways, this is another tale from Gnarly Vato, and I hope everybody stays safe out there and stay sober. Till next time, I'm out.